You guys already seen me pass the Top Step account in front of my community live, screen sharing the Top Step X or whatever. We've seen it done with Apex, FFF, all those different prop firms in the past. I did it with my community. But this time we went a step further. Instead of going back and copy trading using TradingView and Apex accounts, using like TradeSync or TradeCopy, whatever you prefer, I went ahead and just went through with the group from the passing the account to then getting payouts with the account, and we eventually blew the account. And I'm going to show you guys how. It was due to slippage, which was kind of bullshit. We had a stop loss set at $588. Now slippage occurred. Market, sometimes this happens in high volatility markets, mainly news events. We didn't trade a news event, so it was kind of weird that we had this much slippage, but I lost $2,000 roughly. You guys probably just seen it on the screen. We'll go over what that is later, but let's talk about how I was able to get 2 payouts with that account live in front of everybody and withdrawing it live in front of everybody. I want to run through some tips for you guys because I treat this like a chess game, right? I don't like to go at things sporadically and like to increase my size and scale down my size. I treat it systematically and statistically. So I could go ahead and break down as many trades as I want, but I think it's better that I talk about risk management and break down one trade in depth for you guys. You guys can go on my Instagram and see all the live trading reels and just fast forwarded clips of my Discord live streams where I screen share my actual Top Step X or whatever broker I'm using at the time. Check that out if you'd like. But let's get into these rules that I have developed that allow me and my students to get payouts fast, which you guys have seen all over my Instagram highlights or in my Discord where you can check the post your profits and free access. You don't need to pay to join, and you don't need to pay to join anyways to watch me live. That's whatever. Let's get into this. That's all besides the point. If you guys are taking a 50K Top Step, take profit, Apex, I like to risk 1% a trade, right? About 1% a trade. Apex, I'll go $800 on the 50K, and that's due to some of their rules, which you guys can read up upon, and I have in my Discord server more explanation of that. But let's say I am risking $500 a trade. For me, I usually use a 25-point stop. And if I want to risk 1%, that's 500, and with a 25-point stop, that is going to be one contract on NQ. Now, what is one contract on NQ? On MNQ, that is 10. The ratio is 1 to 10. 1 NQ is 10 MNQ. Now, with such a high risk, you don't want to be greedy and you don't want to overtrade. So I limit myself to one high probability setup in the New York session. Now, if it occurs that I lost the first setup and there is a high probability setup on another pair, it's possible that I'll take it, but it's better to just take one trade and take the highest probability trade in that session and step away if you win or lose. Which brings me to my next point. You're going to lose. You can't be greedy on your wins, too greedy on your wins, in my opinion. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I do to make a lot of profit on these firms and on my live account. The best way to do this is to target a 1 to 2 to a 1 to 3, in my opinion. Sometimes you can catch the odd ball 1 to 4. 1 to 5 is where you get into bad territory. Some prop firms have rules against 1 to 5s, which screw you over. So I like to take profit at 1 to 2 to 1 to 3, and more often than not, you can always catch that with the break of structure on the session open, which is what we should get into right now. Let's break down this really, really clean trade for you guys. So I don't like to put a lot of fluff on things. Price action rules the market. If you understand price action, you can trade subsidiaries of YM, NQ, ES. So if you're on options, that would be like QQQ and shit like that. So for me, clean pre-session price action would be things such as break and retest, break and retest. So what happens here? Price is rejecting an area here, here, and here. Yes, that is a point or two away, but it's still rejecting that area. Now it breaks through this area and it creates some sort of floor right here, rejecting, and then comes again after creating that floor and retesting the area here. This is a break and retest. Now as it breaks structure again, this is all pre-session, guys, because I don't take a trade before 6:30 a.m. It comes back, creates another floor here, which let's mark up. And then retest, oh, my bad. And then retest this area here, creating another break and retest. Now on the session open candle, which is 6:30, price retest this area, right? Some people call that grabbing liquidity. I don't believe in liquidity grabs, but I do believe in price action and structure being created in the market. So as it retests this area, I say if it breaks through the low here, or if you guys want to get more advanced, there's other entries such as the engulfment of the previous candle. But the more clear entry would be as soon as price breaks structure of the low of the level that was just created. It's like a staircase here. So when we do this, what type of stop loss do I usually use? I'll use a 25-point stop more often than not. Sometimes I'll use 20-point, and I'll target anywhere from 50 points to all the way 75. I don't really like to go more than 75, although sometimes this occurs. So not all the time are you going to catch it off from one candle. Sometimes it can take 2 to 3 candles. But this is a very, very solid way to trade the open morning break of structure and get funded and get payouts. You guys have seen it in my other videos. Now let's talk about what slippage is. It's basically your fill price minus the expected price. So it's like if you wanted to enter at 1800 and slippage is 2 points or $2, you get in at 1802. So sometimes this happens when the market is very volatile, and you guys seen it in the video that I've been playing over and over again or whatever. What happens when there's a lot of volume and a lot of slippage? That was almost 4 times my stop loss in size. But this happens, and I wanted to share it with you guys and not cover it up because a lot of traders only show the winning side. Losing is a part of the game, dude. Some months I win 50%. Some months I have like a 77% win rate. But with risk to reward, you can come out every month positive. And that's all that matters. If you guys want to join the Discord and watch me live trade for free for 7 days, go ahead and click the link down below. Doesn't charge you. Cancel it before it charges you if you don't like it. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you learned something in this video. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I do for money. Pause, brief interlude to tell you guys something. You could be copying multiple accounts. So this slippage didn't occur on all the accounts. If you guys use like Trade Copia or Trade Syncer to, go to different firms and copy trade using one firm as a lead account and copy trading to all the other firms, it's something you could think of. The slippage did not occur on every single prop firm. But back to the video. Effectively, all I want to get across to you guys is that risk management means so much more than you think, and also limiting your trades. Besides that, always free to join and watch me trade for a week. Check it out in the link description below. And also, I just launched an options prop firm. I know I trade futures live, but I wanted to launch one that pushes people actually to live with federally licensed brokers. We're in talks with Tasty Trade, Charles Schwab, to actually push people after they've gotten a certain number of payouts to a live account, unlike a lot of these firms do. So we're doing it the legit way. If you want to check it out, it's Surge Options on Instagram, Twitter, all that. And the link's obviously going to be down below. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.